our last comedian tonight. We have a very special guest, a former Anderson consultant, owner of his own technology information company, but most importantly, the most famous of all the apprentices. Famous because he fell asleep in episode number 2. Famous because he is the only member of VersaCorp who did not sleep with Amy. Famous because on his way out, he reminded everybody, someday you'll all be working for me. Let's give a big warm welcome for Sam Solovey, everyone. Sam Solovey.
Good evening to all of you. Nice to see we have such a good crowd gathered. Now I know, you all expected me to come running out here like a nutcase, like the crazy person they portrayed on the show, all insane and intense. You remember the eyes and all the intensity. But I'm really not like that. I'm really a calm, very even-keeled guy. I'm not crazy at all. Do you think I'm crazy? I'm not crazy. Not crazy at all. People always ask me, they say, what didn't we see on the show? What happened behind the scenes? Nick and Amy were not the only two who got some action. Katrina, I did her. Erica, I did her. Trump, I did him too. Twice. Actually, other thing that happened, which blew my mind, one day, early on, we all walk into the boardroom, all the contestants, and we see the two sidekicks, George and Carolyn, they're going at it on the boardroom table. Unbelievable. You've seen the show. You know, the old man and Carolyn, she's young. She looks a little older, but she's young. And you know that she wears those turtlenecks? Well, he couldn't get the turtleneck over her head. It was a disaster. But I'll tell you, that old George, he's a rock star. He's a rock star. I actually didn't get any action on the show. And I'm not really getting any laughs tonight, really no difference. But I didn't get any action. In fact, I got engaged when I got fired. And she's here tonight. These women on the show. How many of you have seen the show? Round of applause, you've seen the show. These women were so miserable and so abrasive that they actually drove me to commitment. I kid you not, they drove me to commitment. And, you know, Lori, my fiance, we met on a blind date. That's really the only way I can do it. But it's a good thing I got engaged, because my notoriety, it's been a disaster since I got off the show. An absolute disaster. The other guys, good-looking guys, I'm just the average Joe, but the good-looking guys, they get naked pictures from all these hot women from around the country. They get asked out on dates all the time. And they're getting job offers from all over the world. My fan club, gays, grandmothers, and 12-year-old boys. That's my fan club. I kid you not. Those are my fans. It's the story of my life. I was a disaster from the start. You all see the first episode? Absolute disaster. It was just a train wreck. I knew from the first morning. Now, there are a lot of short men out there. Short guys, you'll appreciate this. Even if you haven't seen the show, you'll appreciate this. First morning, I go to get cereal. I go over to the pantry, and it's on this shelf all the way up there. And I'm like crawling like this, trying to get the cereal. I couldn't get it. I see Katrina over there. She's like 6'2". I'm like, Katrina, can you come here and get me the cereal? From that moment on, I knew it was going to be a disaster. This woman is so tall. Her legs are taller than I am. I like go up to her kneecaps, which, you know, isn't a bad thing. But it was just a disaster. And everything in the suite was for tall people. Everything. Even the toilets. You know how like handicap stalls are a little bit higher? The toilets in the suite were even too high. I sit on the toilet, my feet are dangling, like swinging on the sides. It was a mess. There was no respect for me in the suite. None at all. And I'll tell you, the bathrooms, I didn't like that they were communal. Have you seen in the show where they're all communal? They got communal bathrooms everywhere. And I didn't like this. I like bathrooms to be private. And this show is supposed to be about giving lessons, teaching lessons to corporate America. Well, one lesson I have for corporate America is change the bathrooms. Who invented the stalls that are open up at the top and the bottom? I don't get it. Do you guys understand? Like, you go to the bathroom and you look down to your right and you see the shoes. You know who's there because you're working with them all the time. So you see the shoes and suddenly you hear and you look down, you're like, oh, that's Charlie from accounting. Must be having a bad day. I just don't get it. When did it become socially acceptable to go to the bathroom within 6 inches of your coworkers? I don't get it. And those stall doors, I know you all can appreciate this. The gap, it's so wide. It's like you're looking there and peeking through, and there are people washing their hands at the sink, and you know, if you can see them, they can see you. I mean, do you really want your boss seeing you wiping your ass? I don't. I mean, it's undignified. It's undignified. Well, I was a disaster in corporate America, and not just because of the bathrooms. I was a disaster on The Apprentice. But I became an entrepreneur. And my theory is an entrepreneur is really just a guy who couldn't get along with his colleagues in corporate America. That's really what an entrepreneur is. And then I was a consultant before I was an entrepreneur. But what the hell is a consultant? My theory, and they're always kind of timid people, consultants. My theory is a consultant is just an entrepreneur with low self-esteem. That's my theory. Sorry for the consultants out there. But I was really just an absolute, just a failure on the show. An absolute failure. Another thing you didn't see behind the scenes, you know, you remember the eyes. When he fires me in the 3rd episode, the eyes, they're the eyes. Those were real, I did that. But what you didn't see is when Mr. Trump, I have to call him Mr. Trump. Everybody thinks I'm in love with Mr. Trump. He says, Sam, you're fired. And what you didn't see is, I turned around, they cut this, I don't know why they cut this. I said, Mr. Trump, you're fired! You're fired from my American dream, my future, my plans, my marriage, and coming to my marriage and everything. And he just looked at me and I wasn't finished. I climbed across the table. And I pulled the hair right off his head. I got it right here. Here it is, baby. Right here. Red dye all over my hands. It was an absolute disaster. I actually brought some other props that I borrowed from the other apprentice. Got these from their suitcases here. This is my attempt to be like Carrot Top. So what do we got here? We've got, I got some good stuff here. This is the stick that we all pulled from Omarosa's ass. But the problem is, you can see it's broken right here. There's still half of it left in there. What else? Well, Erica was the one who said that pot calling the kettle black comment to Omarosa. This is her KKK uniform right here. What else? Oh, we got a bar of soap. Do you guys remember Heidi? Heidi, you know, F this, F that, the whole 9 yards. This is a bar of soap for her mouth, but it hasn't been used, as you can see here. Carolyn, Trump's sidekick. Do you guys all remember Carolyn? This is the broom she rides to and from Trump Tower every day, right here. Isn't that cute? I've seen her with it. She signed it for me. What else? Here's the piece of cement that hit Omarosa on the head. Got that. Here, you know, Troy's got all those sayings, all those friggin' sayings. They get really old, but here they are. There they are. That's going to be a pain in the ass to pick up. I'm almost done here. What else do we have? Oh, man. Well, I was going to bring something from David, the first guy fired, but he left so soon, he didn't even have time to unpack. I've got, Nick and Amy. This is the leash that Amy carried Nick around on. Or was it Amy and Nick? And like Troy and Kwame have got some gay thing going on. Maybe Kwame had Troy on this. I don't know. But, I don't know. I had a muzzle here somewhere, but I forgot to unpack that. But these are the balls that I had for trying to sell lemonade for $1,000. Right here. These are my balls, right? And the guy who I sold the lemonade, Carolyn. Oh. Carolyn. Am I fired? I don't know. I guess I'll.
Isn't it over,
Suitcase from when okay, thanks. Good night, guys. Have a great night. Thank you.